Hello, and welcome. Looks like I need to turn the music down a bit. Welcome to, the Game of the Year stream. Not first stream of the year, because we had QGs yesterday, but, at the beginning of each year, I like to take a look back at all the games that I beat the previous year, whether on stream or not. Usually on stream. I don't have that much time for off-stream gaming. A little bit here and there. But I'm doing a tier list. This is the third year I've done this. And it's nice. Yeah, it's a fun little short thing to do. I don't think we're going to be going too late today. I don't have, as you can see here, I don't have that many games. Certainly not like 2 years ago when I had 60 games from 2023. That was wild. So we're nowhere near that level. Certainly. So how about I just get started, right? So first up, we have Detective Barbie, The Mystery Cruise. For PlayStation 1, I played this on PlayStation 1. That might be the only place it released, I don't know. This was my first game of the year. Just something I pulled off the shelf. This was not a stream. This was just something I pulled off the shelf to, I don't know, mess around a little bit. And I'm just gonna slot it comfortably in C. It's a, it's a fine little thing for what it is. It's short. It's got some fun mini games. It's nothing to be taken too seriously. It's not a great game by any means. Just something I had on the shelf and spent a couple hours playing. So yeah, that's probably not even a full 2 hours. I don't know. That's that. I don't have much to say about it. Sonic Advance 2 is the next one. Now, you'll have to forget, this was very early in the year. I play a lot of Sonic games. They maybe blend a bit. Sonic Advance 2, obviously played that as part of Sonic Saturday. I mean, I think I can differentiate 2 and 3 decently enough. 3 had the big partner mechanic that 2 didn't. Let's focus on 2 right now. Sonic Advance 2 it's a decent 2D platformer, a bit short. I mean, it is a Game Boy Advance game. I think I can comfortably place it up in B tier. It's solid. I struggle with the 2D platformers on occasion. It certainly has some of the classic design element, and this is just something that so many 2D Sonic games do, where you get to the last few levels and it's just bullshit. I don't think, if I remember correctly, I don't think Sonic Advance 2 had too much of a problem with that. Compared to Advance 3 or Rush, which we don't have Rush on here, because I haven't beaten it yet. I beat the Sonic story. And if I hadn't had to cancel the last Sonic Saturday because I was so sick, it probably would be here now, but I haven't beaten Blaze's story yet, so I can't put it on here. But Sonic Advance 2 was a decent game. I don't think it. Interestingly enough, I don't think it left as much of an impact on me as 3 did, and we'll get to 3 later. But I do think it's a better game than 3, if that is any indication of where this is gonna go. Yeah, Balatro. Now, Balatro is a fucking game. I loved Balatro, and I've still, not super often, but I've still booted it back up occasionally. Now, when I say I beat Balatro, I mean I beat a single run of it. I have not gone through every deck at every stake. I have cleared one run of this game in my life, but I counted that as beating it. And I threw it up here, and it's fun. It's, oh my god, it's addictive. I remember really being into it when I was trying to get that run. That was like, I was very dedicated to clearing that. And you know, I'd be like, oh, I got an hour before I have to go to work. That's time for a run. And that's sort of the same. And since I beat it, it's more now just something that I've occasionally booted up to be like, yeah, you know, I could kill a little time. So I'm not as dedicated as I was when I was trying to get that run. But trying to get that first run cleared, I was addicted. Great fucking game. I think that's a solid high A tier for sure. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I will also. I'll put that also in A tier, below Balatro, but also in A tier for sure. I'm loving the Final Fantasy VII Remake series, Remake and Rebirth. I think Rebirth even better than Remake. We're starting to see how it's deviating from the original 7. All the stuff with Zack really kept me, glued in, throughout, because I was like, I played the original 7. I played Crisis Core when they re-released Crisis Core, when they did, what was it? Reunion. When they did Reunion. Crisis Core Reunion. I was leaning over to look at it on my shelf to remember what they called that one. And so, I was fascinated with what was going on with Zack in it, and I still don't know if I fully understand it, but it was so engaging. The ending boss was, the phases of that were so great. There was one phase in the ending boss that I didn't care for too much. It didn't really make much sense to me. But other than that, I loved this game. It took me way too long to beat, and that's just because of me being away, how much I stepped away from streaming in 2024, and that bled into the beginning of 2025. And I know I'm not streaming much right now, but that's because I'm working on a video. So, and I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Script is almost done. But yeah, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I can't wait for the third one. I really can't wait for the third one. Yeah. Up next, Sonic Battle. Okay. So, Sonic Battle. No, put it in front of, put it in front of the Barbie. Sonic Battle is rough. Sonic Battle is very repetitive. The grind is tough. It's not a great game, and it is the writing. It is the worst I have ever seen Amy handled as a character. I hate the writing in that game. As I thought about it, as I said all those things, yeah, it's a lower C tier. Detective Barbie at least knows what it is. And Sonic Battle, I hate the way Amy is written. I think Emerald, my apologies. I think Emerald is a very compelling character. I think the concept of having this fighting game and there's a character in it who builds who you build their moveset up by watching the other characters, that's a very cool concept. The way it's implemented here, the grind to unlock those moves that are like essential is very tough. There's several multi-step things. Oh my god, the Rouge training thing. I despised that part in Rouge's story. That one comes to mind very specifically. Yeah, it has a lot of problems. And what makes it even more frustrating is things like the Rouge training. These things that just spike the difficulty out of nowhere and become really demanding. And then the story can't even justify their presence. You know? I did not love Sonic Battle. That one was a very tough time. But I've played plenty worse. There's a reason D and F are still empty, and they won't stay that way. But there's things that belong down there, and Sonic Battle is not one of them. Binding of Isaac Repentant. So that was a Cuties stream. I believe that was Mint's choice. We did co-op runs on that, and we got a clear on that, which is why I counted that as beating the game. It's decent. It's not. Roguelikes aren't my type of thing. I say putting Balatro up in A. There's always exceptions. But in general, they're not really my thing. But it was a fun game to play with friends. I'm trying to figure out where to put it, because it's very well made. I think Yeah. I think I like that. I think I like that as the spot for it. It was a fun time with friends. I honestly don't have much to say about it. It was a single stream. Mario Kart World. Now that is one that is okay. Mario Kart World, I think, does get overhated a lot, but I think the people who defend it glaze it too much, to borrow a term, because it's not that great. It's fine. It's nowhere near as good as 8 Deluxe. Nowhere near as good. It is a step down for the Mario Kart series for sure. But I do think it's a high B. I do think it's a high B tier. Because it's still a good game. It's still a decent racing game. The open world stuff is fine. It's fun. I do think it harms the overall experience, because most of the game should be the tracks and trying to fit them into the open world. I think where it fails, because you can do both. And I even think a game like Lego 2K Drive does both better than this does. Because this tries to turn the entire open world into racetracks. And so you're racing from one track to the next. That's fun as a mode, but when all the Grand Prix are structured that way, it hurts it for sure, I'd say. And there, so you either need a more interesting open world that can support the tracks like that, or you just have good tracks and place them in the open world instead of building them around the open world. You know, I don't know if that makes sense how I'm trying to explain it, but I think that's where you get a bit better. That's where that could improve for sure. I'm good with that. Yeah. See, sometimes I place it and I'm like, yeah, that's where I have it. And then as I talk through my reasoning, I'm like, no, it should move a little bit. So, what's next? Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 3 movie tie-in game. Boy, that's not a great game, huh? And you know, I definitely hurt my own experience by not understanding, like, I don't know, not looking into all the mechanics of it, but it's also not very upfront with certain things. It gets pretty repetitive. I'm trying to figure out if this is our first D tier or if it's just going on the bottom of C. See, that doesn't feel right. I think bottom of C, because it's still, I don't know, I like parts of it. No, I think it is top D, high D, but D. I think that's where it belongs. Yeah, not a great game by any stretch of the imagination. Simpsons Hit and Run, on the other hand. What a fun time. I'm gonna dock it some points for the ending is pretty unforgiving. Those last, like that last level is really tough and really, really unforgiving with that difficulty, which I think is what makes it just barely miss A tier, honestly. Top of B plus, you know, B plus. It is a fun, delightful game. Yeah, it's a great GTA clone. It does, you know, it does a great job filling that, especially for the younger audience that would have been for at the time, who might just not quite be old enough for GTA, but wants a similar experience. I think Hit and Run provides. That's, yeah. I recommend. It's a fun game. But that last level or two can oh boy. Oh boy. It can get rough. Can get rough for sure. Spider-Man friend or foe? That's a tough one. I played that all in one sitting during, that's right here. These 4 games were played in their entirety during my affiliate-versary last year, the 5-day streamathon. And Asteroid was started then as well, but didn't finish it until later. So there, you know, I did not spend a lot of time with these games. But Spider-Man friend or foe? Boy, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. Better than Spider-Man 3. I think high C tier. It is nothing special. But it is a decent enough game. It's enjoyable. You know, I didn't have the co-op experience, but it seems like it'd be a fine. Get a friend over, especially as a kid. Get your friend over. Get through some levels. That's, yeah. The gimmick is very fun. You know, teaming up with the villains. And it is a decent 3D beat 'em up. It's, you know, it succeeds. It succeeds at what it wants to do. It doesn't really do anything special with it, but yeah, it is a bit strange that they went the route of tying it into the Raimi movies. I do think that's a weird choice, because it's all based on, I mean, you can see right here, that's the raised webbing. That's clearly the Power Rangers ass design of Green Goblin. It's, you know, it's a choice. It's a choice for sure. Especially because it's like set after the movies, but it's not, because it's in an alternate universe where none of the villains die, because you have to justify their presence. It's just weird. And I get it. The movies were huge. And I don't think they had canceled Spider-Man 4 yet when this game came out. So it makes sense, I guess. But it's just an oddity, I guess. What we've got up next is Super Mario Galaxy 2. I mean, come on. Come on. I'm even tempted to... I don't know. I don't know where in A tier to put it, but it is absolutely an A tier game. It's Super Mario Galaxy 2. What kind, you know? Like, it builds on the first one. It has such great level design. It's a 3D Mario! It's a 3D Mario! They're all good. Except for 64. Who said that? Who said that? I got beef with Mario 64. And yet, I still appreciate it for its important place in gaming history. But I don't think it's a fun game to go back to very much beyond like the first few levels. But I'm not here to talk about Mario 64. I'm here to talk about Mario Galaxy 2. And Mario Galaxy 2 is a great game. It is truly a great Mario experience. It was the only 3D Mario I had not beaten going into this year. So to actually, hold on, I'm adjusting my camera real quick. Oh, pardon me. So to get that experience was great. That was, that was really special this year to have that. I loved that, having that experience. But yeah, I think, see, it's so tough. It's so tough to compare these three games to each other, rank them against each other, because they're so different. Rebirth, what really hooks me on that is the story. And of course, it still has really fun gameplay. I love the action RPG of it. But how do you compare that to, an addictive roguelite and an incredible 3D platformer? Like, what do you... It's so tough to scale them against each other here. So that said, I think I'm gonna leave it where it is. I think I'm gonna leave it right there where it is. It is a tough call, but I'm gonna leave it right where it is. And then I'm gonna go to Spider-Man Web of Shadows, and I'm very confident with where I want to place this. Right there. Right there. Low B, above Isaac, just because Isaac wasn't my thing very much. Fun to play with friends. Not something I want to go back to. Spider-Man Web of Shadows. It's got... Oh, man, no, I'm thinking about it more. It's repetitive. It's got decent enough combat, nothing too... I mean, you can get into it more if you really want to, but there's no real incentive to. Trying to do stuff on the wall is awkward. The writing is very strange. Peter's characterization is rough. And it was that era where games were obsessed with morality systems, and we'll get back to that. Oh, we'll get back to that. But it worked. It worked. I do wish, and it's just a problem I have with so many of those types of games, those morality system games, is I wish it wasn't so upfront with, this is the good choice, this is the bad choice. I really wish it would just present the choices, you make it, and the consequences aren't immediately apparent, you know? And they need to be harder choices, you know? Even with that said, it can't still be obvious what's the good and the bad choice, what leads you, you know, to succumbing to the symbiote or not. It's like, oh, do you kill the Vulture or leave him alive? Well, I'm playing as fucking Spider-Man. I'm gonna leave him alive. You know? So, it just... that kind of thing doesn't work very well for me. But yeah, I liked Web of Shadows. It is nothing amazing. There's better Spider-Man games out there. I mean, Insomniac has raised the bar on those, and I haven't played the rest of this trilogy yet. I do intend to eventually on stream, but there's so many fucking games to play. Man, you know what though? The more I look at this, yeah. I'm just thinking back on, I was so confident too. I was so confident with where I was going to place Web of Shadows, and then again, as I just was talking about it, I was like, no, you know what? No, it is a very rough game. And then I thought more about Friend or Foe, and I'm like, you know what? It is just a good beat 'em up. I think maybe I was too hasty to immediately swap them. I think this is more fair. But yeah, I'm comfortable with that placement. Up next is Mass Effect 1. I enjoyed... So, we got Mass Effect 1, got Mass Effect 2. We clearly don't have Mass Effect 3. I have to address the EA situation. Pardon me, that was gross. I have to address the EA situation, and I already, talked about it when it happened. Because the whole thing happened while I was in the middle of my Mass Effect 2 stream series. So there's really no removing it from here, but with EA's upcoming privatization and sale, I didn't feel comfortable continuing to stream games that they could still profit off of, like a series that they still own the IP of and are still planning to do more things with. So I ended up not playing 3 on stream, and at the time, I said I was still going to play it myself off stream, but I don't get that much time to game off stream, and I decided that wasn't how I wanted to spend it, so I never got to 3. And it sucks if this whole thing gets reversed, if they end up not doing the sale, I'd love to come back to it and play 3. And I will if that happens, but I doubt that will happen. So as it is, I'm just here with the first 2 games, and I'm not completing the experience. 2, I liked 2 more than 1. I got more engaged with the story of 2 than 1, and we'll get to that. 1 is a decent starting point. Obviously 2 deals with the consequences of 1 in some major ways, and that's part of why I liked it so much, so 1 needs to have some credit for that. I think I'm comfortable putting it right there. I think it's nothing amazing, but it was a fun, decent experience. I got into 2 way more than 1 though, so. But maybe I don't know. Am I just putting it? I don't know. No, I'm good with that. Sonic Heroes. Mainline Sonic game. You could argue it's the only mainline Sonic game I completed this year. I don't know if I'd completely agree. I think Shadow kind of counts as a mainline Sonic. I know it's not Sonic, it's Shadow, but it's a 3D platformer, and it dealt with the major story elements of the time. So I think, you know, honestly, even more than Heroes did. Heroes, again, is another repetitive game. Having to do, what was it, Egg Hornet or whatever, that last Eggman fight 4 times with each team was rough, especially when my strategies couldn't carry over from one to the next. I had to keep finding new ways to beat him each time. The structure is so strange that the game all but tells you to play Team Dark before Team Rose, even though Team Rose is the easy mode and Team Dark is the hard mode. Sonic Heroes had a lot of frustration, but at the same time, the mechanics are solid. The game's a bit glitchy, but the mechanics themselves are solid. And it's an overall enjoyable experience. And something I could absolutely boot back up, even if just to play the earlier levels again. Maybe go back to Bingo Highway. It's not something I'd want to go through the full story mode again for. Unless like a remaster were to. I saw a TikTok about this actually, and I don't remember who it was. It was someone I've seen talk about Sonic a lot on there. And they had an idea I liked. Where if a Heroes remaster were to happen, structure it like Superstars, in terms of the character selection, where like sort of per zone, you could switch up your character, but they all share progress between them. Now, that obviously wouldn't work exactly because they're, you know, the different characters are different difficulty settings, but those can be, you know, other options in a different way. And then, you know, how do you make the story, the way the story is structured around, you know, it would be very difficult to implement and still work, but it could be a way, and it would, you know, that'd be a big overhaul to the structure of the game. So I don't think that would ever happen, but I liked the idea. I was down with that idea. As for where I place it, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Sonic Advance 3. No, that doesn't seem right. Okay, see, I don't... I've put Advance 2 way too high, I think. Because... Yeah. And Advance 3, I'm gonna put right below 2. Although, I don't know. I think I like... Yeah. I think 3 might have some more interesting level themings than 2. But my big issue is the way they handle the team-up mechanic. Because certain, particularly bosses, are sort of built around specific teams. And then they don't forewarn you of that, and if you just go in with the wrong team, you're kind of screwed. It's not impossible, but it's certainly not built around the mechanics of that team. And some teams are just straight up less valuable than others. They don't get their own unique team-up moves. That's ridiculous. So that I like the team-up mechanic in theory, but it's very, very poorly implemented. So I'm going to place it below 2. Now, Sonic Slider. This is a slide puzzle of the cover of Sonic Advance 2. It's a Flash game. And I was thinking about placing it higher, but would I honestly really rather play it than Spider-Man 3? No, I wouldn't. I'm not good at slide puzzles. I don't like them. Yeah, it functions. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. It's a goddamn slide puzzle. And there's nothing else to it than that. It's a little Flash game. Just with art of another... It's fucking... Yeah, okay, if you like slide puzzles... Oh, yeah, I love slide puzzles. Let me put it up there. It's a fucking slide puzzle. It's barely a game. But I'd still rather play it than go back to Sonic XS. Oh my god, Sonic XS is... Ugh. I cannot believe that it's technically an official game. It controls so terribly. It looks like a shitty fan game. It's just a bad Flash game. But it has one advantage over its successor, Shadow XS, and that's the level design. Because Shadow XS pissed me off more than any other game did this year. I despise Shadow XS. I cannot believe that I beat that game. Even worse, not only is the level design even more nonsensical and borderline impossible. Obviously not impossible because I did beat the game, but it's borderline impossible. Shadow himself, the character you play as, looks fucking nothing like Shadow. He just looks like a black Sonic. That must be what the gun soldiers in Sonic Adventure 2 saw. Cause he has no red highlights. They just took the Sonic model from Sonic XS, which already looked like shit, had very few defining characteristics, and just made the blue black. His quills don't go up, there's no red highlights, there's no chest fur. It's not Shadow. And the level design is atrocious. Fucking atrocious. I hate Shadow XS with a passion, and it belongs in F tier. And then there's Shadow the Hedgehog Flash. I'd rather play it than Sonic Slider, but it's a more competent Flash game, I suppose. But it's still not very good. Yeah, all these Flash games, they sit at the bottom, and Shadow XS is the worst of all. But enough of that, because now I get to talk about a truly amazing game, Astrobot. Oh, it's so rare. It's so rare that a game makes me want to go out of my way to 100% it. That I'm enjoying a game enough, because that's time I could be spending playing a different game, enriching myself in a new experience. So to want to stay with this one for even longer and explore everything it has to offer. I 100%ed this game. I platinumed this game. I have 4 platinums. 2 of them are Spider-Man. The same Spider-Man game. I have it platinumed on PS4, and it gave me the other platinum when I transferred my save over to PS5. I did Kingdom Hearts 3 because I needed to fill time while I was auto-battling in Dark Road when I did a playthrough of that. So for me to fully go out of my way to platinum Astro Bot, you know that is a truly special game. I loved that game. You want to talk about great 3D platformers? Great 3D platformers down here? One of the best 3D platformers I've ever played. And it was so fresh. It felt so fresh. I mean, there's a reason it won Game of the Year. It felt so fresh to get that kind of experience from someone other than Nintendo. To see what someone else could do with it. And I mean, that's it right there. There's no competition. It's the best game I played this year. It is. Balattra's up there too, and you know, all of these are. But Astrobot was just truly phenomenal. Truly a special game that I love dearly. I loved Astrobot. And then Sonic Racing Cross Worlds doesn't quite make S, but it's a lower A. It is a lower A. It is the superior of the 2 major mascot kart racers this year. And I know there's Kirby. I know there's Garfield Kart 2. I haven't played those. Kirby Air Riders, I wasn't really interested in, personally. But Sonic Racing Crossworlds, the Crossworld mechanic is so fun. It's so fresh. See, Mario Kart World, I get why they did the open world. They wanted to shake it up. The Crossworld mechanic, that's a good way to shake it up. They shook it up in a much better way, much fresher way, because you still get these 3-lap tracks, but it isn't repetitive. Even if you come back to the same track, because your second lap is going to be different. And so there's so many combinations of experiences you get to have with those Crossworlds, and not to mention, you know, the continued DLC support it's getting. I mean, Pac-Man comes out this week. They just announced that a few hours ago. And this isn't even me being biased towards Sonic. Yes, I do prefer, you know, Sonic's one of my favorite game series, but I mean, look right here. I've put a Mario. I have a Mario game above it. Like it. Look how many other Sonic games are below. We can ignore the Flash ones, but look how many other Sonic games are below Mario Kart World. You know, you know, there might be some Sonic bias just because of how much I like Sonic, but I can recognize when, you know, a Mario game is better, because I like Mario too. I like Mario a lot. But Sonic Racing Crossworlds, I think, and listen, these are the only 2 games released in 2025 that are on this list. I am so behind on the new releases. but Crossworlds just does it better. It just does. Now for Mass Effect 2 Legendary Edition, I think this is a fair spot for it. I think, yeah, I kind of already went over my placement without actually placing it yet. I mentioned I was more engaged in the story on that one. I think a lot of the side characters I was more interested in. Maybe that's just because I took more time to do some of the side quests than I did in the first one. But I think the structure of the game facilitated that better as well. So yeah. And in fact, I think I am gonna drop the first one a little lower. A little lower. Yeah. SpongeBob Lights Camera Pants. So I actually already had this on my tier list 2 years ago. But this year, I played through it again with Greg during the Greg visit. That's how, that was the first thing we did during the Greg visit was we did a full playthrough of Lights, Camera, Pants. Greg kicked my ass at that. I only received 1 heart in that whole game. But it is a fun party game, and streaming it was a delightful experience with my friend. And I think I put it... I think I put it here. Nicktoons Racing now is a little rougher of an experience. I think right here is, yeah, I think right there is good. It's, that's another one we did all the tracks together. It's a rough game. It's a PS1, but it's a PS1 racer that doesn't have a lot going on for it. But I have, and I mentioned this during the Greg visit, I have so much nostalgia for this game. I did not grow up owning it on PS1. In fact, this was my first time playing the console version. But there is an arcade version. And when I was growing up, whenever I'd go to Chuck E. Cheese, which wasn't super often, but was often enough, I'd end up spending like half my tokens on that game. And honestly, if that game gave out tickets, I probably would have spent all of them there. But I wanted tickets, so I eventually had to stop myself from playing Nicktoons Racing, and go play games that gave tickets. But I did, I just. But it's not great. I revisited it as an adult, and it's fine. It's functional, but I think C right here is a very safe spot for it. Next up, Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. That's gonna be another A rank for me. That game is so fun. So fun. I think bottom of A still, but the writing is so incredible. It's so silly. It's so good at getting you into what's going on, really wanting to solve the case. And it has a great payoff. I loved it. I can't say much about the gameplay. It doesn't have. I mean, no. Of course it does. It has puzzles. It has good puzzles. What am I talking about? What the hell was I about to say? The story was what gripped me, but the puzzles, the puzzles work. They're good puzzles, and they're real thinkers. So it's very well designed in that regard. So yeah, I'm very comfortable placing that there. And then our last game of the year to talk about is Shadow the Hedgehog. Boy, you want to talk about, I mean, so many things that I've complained about in some of these other ones. Repetitive, obsessed with, I should have gone with a different example, 'cause obsessed with the morality thing, not working too well. What else did I call repetitive? Repetitive, whatever. It's going right there in C. It's just, I mean, it's overhated. It's overhated for sure. It's still a decent 3D platformer, but and the first couple runs are, they're not bad, but having to get through 10 whole playthroughs with 10 different endings just to unlock the final story, it can get mind-numbing at parts, I feel like. And it's for that reason that it has to be in C. But yeah, this is my tier list. I'm looking back through it, seeing if there's any last minute moves I want to make, and no, this is my tier list of games I beat in 2025. And really it's a ranking, because I was ranking the tiers amongst themselves. So from worst to best, we have Shadow XS, which is a Flash game. Sonic XS, another Flash game. Sonic Slider, Flash. Shadow the Hedgehog, Flash, obviously a Flash game. Spider-Man 3, which I played on Xbox 360. Sonic Battle, which only released on Game Boy Advance. Detective Barbie: The Mystery Cruise, I played on PlayStation 1. That might be the only platform it's on as well. I feel like, though, saying the platform is helpful, because there can be version differences that maybe perhaps playing another version would give me a different, but Nicktoons Racing, it's on PS1. Shadow the Hedgehog, I played the GameCube version on my Wii. Spider-Man Web of Shadows, I played on PS3. Binding of Isaac Repentance. I know words. Did my music end? It did. Let's do, I don't know, this one. That I played on Steam. Spider-Man Friend or Foe, I played on PlayStation 2. Same with SpongeBob Lights Camera Pants. Sonic Advance 3 and 2 are obviously Game Boy Advance games. It's right there in the name. Mass Effect Legendary Edition, I played the PS4 release on my PS5. Not physical. That was a digital release. Obviously the same for 2 as well. Mario Kart World is a Switch 2 game exclusively. Sonic Heroes I played on GameCube. Mass Effect 2 Legendary Edition next up. Simpsons Hit and Run I played on GameCube. Ghost Trick Phantom Detective, I played the remake. The PS5 remake. It was originally a DS game. I should have mentioned that earlier. Sonic Racing Crossworlds I played on PS5. Super Mario Galaxy 2 I played on Wii. I did not play the Switch port. I played my original Wii copy on my Wii U. Better picture quality that way. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth played on PS5. Electro played on PS5. Astrobot played on PS5. So that's the ranking for the year, for this past year. Let's see what the next year brings. Let's find someone to rate. Actually, I want to go ahead and save this real quick for myself. Very good. You don't need to see. You do not need to see all that. Hey, can I drag this over so that you don't see all that? Thank you. Yeah. Perfect. All right. There it is one more time. Let's see who's live. Let's see who I can raid. Excuse me, I clicked show more. No, it just clicked that. Oh, yeah, let's raid big. It clicked that because it shifted for a second. Alright. Oh, that's so awesome that the ad froze so that I just have to sit here for longer. That's so cool. I love that. I love that. I just refresh. There we go. No? Okay. Okay. Let's get a raid going. All right. Thank you, everybody who came by. Whether or not you interacted, which if anyone did come by, they did not interact. That's okay. Hi, VOD watchers as well. It is always appreciated. We can look at the tier list one last time. One last time for you. My next stream, I plan to be... Let me just look at the calendar again real quick. Yeah, I plan to be this upcoming Saturday with another Sonic Saturday. We should hopefully finish Sonic Rush. Get us another game for next year's tier list. Again, here's what this one looks like. So I hope to see you there. Until then, give Big some love and enjoy some Monster Hunter Rise. Alright, bye-bye!